What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's Weather Outlook video for Tuesday, April 4th, 2023. Taking a look here at the national picture, you do see several things going on. First off, across much of the East Coast, we do have clear conditions today. Then you come down here to Texas, where we do have this southwest flow that is setting up. And that is ahead of a big system that is developing in the northern plains. We have blizzard warnings still up in the northern plains. And we do have double moderate risk areas of severe thunderstorms, one being in the north, another one being further south. The west coast, take a look at California. Beautiful sunny skies today in California, which is some great news. Well needed there. The National Hazards Map. Here's your blizzard warnings that are up in portions of the plains. You do have red flag warnings that are up for much of Texas. And even, you can't see it here, but they're also up in portions of the Four Corners region as well, because the fire risk today is at one of the highest levels, and I'll show you that from the Storm Prediction Center next. And as you can see here, so far today, reports, there have already been 72 storm reports, 16 wind reports, and 56 hail reports. Taking a look now, here's the fire risk for today. You can see there is an extreme fire risk from portions of New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, and even into portions of Kansas. It's not every day you see an extreme area issued, so if you're in this area, please, no burning today. None whatsoever. And you have a cigarette butt, and you toss it out, don't do that. Make sure it's completely out, and dispose of it properly, okay? So that's the fire risk for today. Now we also have a big risk for severe thunderstorms today. Remember yesterday I was talking about capping possibly being an issue? It still is going to be an issue to some degree, mainly in the southern tier of this. The northern tier, I've become more concerned. So here's the outlook for today. As you can see here, moderate risk just east of Des Moines into portions of Illinois. The southern moderate risk is from Springfield, Missouri, back in through portions of Arkansas, and extreme southeastern portions of Oklahoma. There's a tornado threat in each of these, 15% in both moderate risk areas, widespread 30% area for wind, and there is a 30% chance of hail damage in the northern one, with a hatched 15% area surrounding that going all the way down into Austin, Texas. Then we come to tomorrow, and there is a big enhanced risk now that goes all the way from Arkansas up into Tennessee through the Great Lakes. We were expecting this would happen, but I'm also expecting to see maybe the slight risk gets pushed a little bit further east. I could see the slight risk almost making it to the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. And we'll have to see if the enhanced risk gets upgraded to a possible moderate risk. I think there's enough potential there that it could happen. As you can see, there's a 10% tornado over Michigan. Wind is at 30%. Hail is also at 30%. Let's get into the model aspect of this. Then we'll come back and take a look at the day 3 outlook. Here's the HRRR for today. And here's what has me concerned. The HRRR has been trending more impressive on the northern side. I'll switch this to a northern view so you can see this. You can see in the north-central U.S., here you go, over Iowa and Illinois, you do have discrete supercells that pop up this evening. They initiate anytime after 5 o'clock. That's where we have to watch. We did have that one round, which is ongoing right now in Illinois and Wisconsin, and that was mainly elevated. There was some surface-based storms mixed in with that, but it's nothing like what's going to develop later on, despite all the reports that we did see with that. And here's the initiation around 5 o'clock, and you can see this really gets going. We even get a few clusters. A squall line tries to get going back across Missouri. And there could definitely be tornadoes with this. All modes of severe weather likely. A few tornadoes could be strong or long tracked. Then we zoom this back out to the national view, and you can see at the end of this model, finally, by tomorrow morning, the southern moderate risk area gets going. But we have to watch here, because look, this is tonight about 9-10 o'clock. You see a couple clusters of storms do try to get going down in that moderate risk area. Anything that forms, providing the capping does fully break, anything that forms could potentially contain a tornado, maybe a strong tornado. The dynamics are there, the instability's there. It's just, what will the capping do? So here's what the HRRR had. Let's go back to the 12Z run. I want to show you what it does tomorrow morning. As you can see, tomorrow morning, a whole line of storms gets going along the boundary. And it doesn't move that much. generally southwest to northeast, then eventually it weakens, and watch what happens tomorrow afternoon. Another round of storms gets going from the Ohio Valley, western Pennsylvania. Look at this segment. Any of these segments could contain a tornado, wind damage, maybe even some hail, and you can see multiple rounds come through the Ohio Valley. So you may see 2 or maybe even 3 rounds of thunderstorms tomorrow in the Ohio Valley. Look back across Texas and portions of Louisiana in the Mississippi. Tomorrow night, overnight, yes, a nocturnal event again. Mississippi, Arkansas, Texas, Tennessee, yes, you get in on an event as well. And this is part of the enhanced risk area, at least down into Mississippi. But they're not going with as high tornado probabilities down there. I think we could see that get increased. I definitely think there's a potential for tornadoes down there. The instability's there. To some degree, the shear is there. The best shear is on the northern side. But I'm just saying it. The low-level lapse rates are going to be impressive. And I think any one of these cells could turn tornadic. The best chance for longer track tornadoes or stronger tornadoes, yes, that is on the north side. But the southern side, the tornado potential is there for you. After this, the boundary does briefly stall. And we have to watch what happens in terms of the flash flood potential. That's a big concern of mine as well. Here's the 12Z NAM model. Here's your snowstorm that's happening right now in the northern plains. Watch what also happens here. Here's the boundary. It's not showing much activity today. Tomorrow afternoon it does show activity. And look what happens on the boundary here. An explosion of thunderstorms. But it doesn't advance east much. It keeps training over the same areas again and again. And Texas, look at this Gulf flow that sets up. You get a heavy flow of thunderstorms there as well. And when I show you total precip amounts, yeah, from Texas on up into Kentucky, almost into Ohio, 2 to 4 inches of rain, isolated 5 inches of rain. And in Texas, this continues beyond the NAM run. So wouldn't be surprised if some areas get upwards of 6 to 7 inches of rain. And let's take a look at the total precipitation amounts here from the WPC. You can see we have 2 separate axes that set up. You have one that's over Texas, and that's showing 5 to 7 inches of rain. You have another, unfortunately, right near the Masters tournament. Generally from Georgia on into North Carolina is another jackpot area where you get upwards of 3 to 5 inches of rain. And yeah, that's not good. I was saying it yesterday. I think at least on Thursday afternoon, it's an isolated chance of a thunderstorm Thursday afternoon at the Masters. But Friday and Saturday, widespread scattered showers and thunderstorms. It could disrupt play. I think this could be a year where the Masters, it comes Sunday morning, and they're still trying to finish round 3, and then round 4 starts late. Heck, it could even finish on Monday. Luckily though, as of right now, the models have trended a little bit faster with the Sunday aspect of this. It should clear out for the Masters on Sunday. That is some good news. Alright, one other thing I want to show you from the Storm Prediction Center. Here's day 3. We do have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms from North Carolina all the way up into New Jersey, southeast Pennsylvania again, yes. We had our fair share of storms last Saturday. I think this will get upgraded to a slight risk. All modes of severe weather are possible, including hail, wind, and I'm not rolling out a tornado or 2. I've been looking at some of the different sim radars and some of the different model projections, and you know what? If a squall line gets going, there could be little hooks with this, or there could be individual cells that get going. Any of them could contain rotation, so it's possible. Is it as great as it was on Saturday? No, but I think it's just a step below that. And by the way, last Saturday, in this region, in southeast Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, we're now up to 8 confirmed tornadoes. Yeah, it was pretty serious, which you don't see very many times where you have 8 confirmed in April. It's very rare in our tri-state area of the Delaware Valley. All right, moving on here to this. Let's take a look at the outlook for the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Above average temperatures across much of the country. You do see a near normal area down here around South Carolina. That's because as the system exits on Sunday, and I could show it to you on the GFS, but I won't, because the GFS it's wrong. As it exits, it kind of stalls off the coast, and there's blobs of convection, so you're going to kind of have an onshore flow ongoing in this area, which is going to prevent you from getting well above average. As we move to the 8 to 14 day time frame, that pretty much, it's gone. And except for the West Coast, majority of the country is above average. Then you get to the precipitation outlook. It's sort of slightly above average along the coast, below average for much of the plains, except for southwest Texas. That's not good for the drought situation here. Yes, you need the quiet weather, but a gentle rain would do the plains, the southern plains, the central plains, it would do them well. The northwest, slightly above average precipitation. 8 to 14 day outlook. Above average on the west coast, slightly below average in the east. And it's going to be quieter, and as you saw, it's going to be above average temperatures. Texas, slightly above average precipitation for you. That's some good news. You do need the rain. And hey, you're going to get this big rain event over the next several days, so that will help the drought situation as well. Alright folks, that does it for today's weather outlook. We may do a short update later on as the severe weather evolves. We'll definitely have another update again tomorrow. Until next time, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you want to see more content like this and be informed and prepared for future weather events, such as these that I mentioned today, subscribe down below, and I will see you all again next time. Enjoy the weather wherever you're at, and if you're in the path of thunderstorms today, stay safe, everyone. See you all again next time.